Banking's jacked up. It's gonna be like this for 2 years. There's massive opportunity available in the value add space and the new construction. Don't get ahead of yourself, don't get too big, just get in the game. And so pay attention to those 8 unit, the 10 unit, the 12 unit, the 20 unit. Pay attention to that stuff, guys. What you guys need to understand is the value, not just the cost to build, but the value. Because if you guys understand how to assess values, you guys can start underwriting value add projects. That's where Linda got started, where Diana got started. That's where a lot of people got started, is they get started in value add. Now you're giving away 70% of the equity when you syndicate on those deals, but it's a great place to learn because you guys can get into some of these larger assets being a GP if you guys learn how to underwrite correctly. And as some of these projects come available to you guys, if you guys learn how to underwrite fast, you guys can make easier decisions on whether the project is financially viable or not. If you guys understand the construction end, you guys understand the cost that it takes to renovate, you guys can go in and also pick up some of those larger ones. But pay attention to the smaller ones too, guys. But we should be looking at absolutely everything right now. Nothing is off the deck. Nothing is off the table, okay? Now, I can't say all this in a social media post. I can't say all this in a training when I'm trying to teach you guys on your own project. But you know where I can say it? Is I can come here and teach it to you guys where I got your guys' undivided attention for a few hours, okay? So understand what I'm doing today. You guys understand what I'm doing to you guys today? I'm making you guys peel back your brains a little bit. And I'm talking real to you guys, more like friends, not like a teacher. I'm telling you guys, look guys, this is what you guys pay attention to right now. Banking's jacked up. It's gonna be like this for 2 years. There's massive opportunity available in the value add space and the new construction. Don't get ahead of yourself, don't get too big. Just get in the game. And so pay attention to those 8 unit, the 10 unit, the 12 unit, the 20 unit. Pay attention to that stuff, guys, and start really underwriting that stuff. Because if you do, you just need 1 or 2 deals, guys, and they're life-changing. Because those 1 or 2 deals will help you leverage for the rest of them. When we get back to a normal, stable market in 2 years, God willing, then you have a foundation. And if all you do over the next 2 years is find 1 or 2 deals where you just get a foundation, then when banking becomes normal again and the rate and the cost to build and everything becomes normal again and banking becomes normal again, then you can parlay yourself into where we're going into the future. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay? That's when you can scale. That's when you can go in and that's when you can get bigger. Okay? So the biggest thing, guys, is I want to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not misleading you guys down a dark road. I want you guys to start paying attention to all of this stuff. And I don't want you guys to be scared. I want you guys to be underwriting it, and I want you guys to be bringing this stuff to us, okay? We can do some deals together, guys. If you guys come in, you know, Linda's been a great partner. She's one of the hardest workers. She works as hard as I do. And I'll take that because I know how hard I work. This is the only girl I've ever seen. She's the only person I've ever seen thus far that works probably as hard as I do, if not harder. She works as hard as I do. So within this group, guys, I'm looking for partners and stuff too. But I'm going to pick the best of the best of who I find in our groups, right? And so when I give these girls an opportunity to come work with us, you know, I know they've learned a lot, but I also appreciate who they are, you know? So her and Diana have come in. They own 20% of my Rio Rancho deal. I gave it to them. I gave them 20% of that deal. No money in. But they're paying it back with sweat equity because they work hard. And it's been worth its weight in gold. So far, it's been worth every bit of it in gold. She flies out, she gets bank accounts, she's coming in, she's working with a market that we don't have pro formas put together. They've worked endlessly for 6 months, I think, with different property management companies. We don't even have the sophistication level of a big city where we have like property management companies that even have the affluency to do this stuff. They're flying out, they're meeting with them, they're correcting them, they're working in alignment with them, they're dealing with 2, 3, 4 different companies to get pro formas, they're working with the lenders, they're putting that stuff together and they're doing all that stuff so that we can make the project go with lending. And so within these groups, we have the same type of people, okay? And so if you feel like the project's too big for you guys, that's okay. Even when I say look small, I'm also telling you guys, look big. Look small so that you guys can do some stuff individually by yourselves. But then look a little bigger. And if you find a project's too big for you guys, bring it to the group and bring it fast, and let's underwrite it together. And if you already have it underwritten, when we can assess your guys' underwriting, there's opportunity for as a team, 5, 6, 7 people may get together and GP a bigger project. I mean, how many of you guys would like to GP like 100 unit or 150 unit that somebody found, can't do together, right? And don't get greedy. Maybe you found it, but it's going to take a team to do it, And I'll just tell you guys a little bit about my Real Rancho project and how I'm doing it. I mean, have I been selfish with that project? No. So let me tell you guys, don't kill a project, guys. I've owned this land since 2007-8, guys. I've owned it forever, right? Like, I don't have no debt on it. I had it paid off. I'm over $1 million of my money that's been tied up for that long, okay? How many of you guys think I want to get my money out after 15 years? You guys think I want my money out?
With a lot of more friends.
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. So, I want my money out, right? Like, I just want my money back so I could do something with it, right? So the land's worth about, $3 to $4 million now that it's fully entitled, and we're going to break ground on it. So when we first started the project, I was like, lending still wasn't that bad. And I was like, okay, $4 million, I'm going to sell them because the way it works in the real world is when you start syndicating, they come in at the value basis of where it sits when they come into the project. Well, they're coming into the project, I had already entitled the land. I owned the land, I paid for the land, I entitled the land, I onboarded the architects, I worked through all the entitlements, I got the zone changes, I did everything to do it. Then I bring them in, right? The land's now worth like $3 to $4 million, somewhere in between. So the way it's done is that I bring them in with a $4 million land value. And then I exit my $4 million out. And then I bring them into the project. We start going into the project and I sit back and I go, hey guys, we're dealing with West Camelback. I'm like, there's no friggin' way they're going to collateralize $4 million. And if it is, it's going to kill the project because now we're going to have to raise for the project plus $4 million to give me my money out. And I'm going to walk away with $4 million, okay? But it may kill the project because now we have the cap raise of $5 to $6 million plus $4 million. Now we're having a $10 million cap raise for a $4 million piece of land because the banks aren't going to collateralize the land as value anymore like they were. Now, if the banks were going to collateralize it, how many of you guys think I'm going to take my $4 million value? Yeah. But to the banks now, they're looking at the basis. So now I sit back and I go, okay, if I take that and they're not looking at that as the basis and I take that $4 million out, I'm screwing the investors, I'm screwing them, I'm screwing myself. Well, I'm not screwing myself, so I'm going to walk out with $4 million, right? So I'm only $1.5 million into it, but I'm going to walk away with $4 million because that's what the land value is. So I could be greedy and I could take my $4 million, I'd walk out real good, and it's legitimately the way the deals are done. So there's nothing illegal about it, there's nothing unethical about it, that's just the way deals are done. But there's a reality to it as well, right? So when I talk to you guys about anteing up, just because you find a deal doesn't mean pot shit. You guys got to ante up with your partners to make sure things are right. So now I go back in and I say, hey guys, let's take the $3 million, $4 million value together. Just get me out for my basis, $1.5 million, $1.55 million, what I'm in. Just get me out for my basis, okay? That way I at least get my money back out because they have to buy it out. I have to clear my books. I can't just give that money away because now my books are off and I have to, with that LLC, we've had that on the books since 2007 or 8, right? My accountant, CPA, they're not gonna say, oh, you can just donate the friggin' land. Like I need to do something on it with the books. So now we can bring them in. Now we have an extra $1.5 to $2.5 million that we can collateralize against the banks if we can get the banks to do it, right? So that's what I do to them. I said, okay, we're going to bring you guys in at the basis of our land. That's $1.5 million. They come in a better position, better for them. The investors come in at a better position, better for them. And the lenders like us more because we have a lower base.